Hey, what's up guys? I'm Skip and you're watching HighVoltsGaming. Today's episode we're playing some BeamNG.drive and we're going to do another Back to the Garage video where we are going to say goodbye to the off-road Burnside. Absolutely love that thing. And we're going to be building the SS Mega Dunk today. That's what I've named the vehicle. You've seen it a couple times in some of the videos from this week where I've used it in a different car hauler video and backflip video, stuff like that. I think that one might have been last week. But anyway, that's exactly what we're going to do today, is build a dunk version of the Moonhawk. Now, I usually start off with the stock vehicle and go from there, but when I put the convertible body on the stock vehicle, I couldn't figure out how to actually get the side windows out of it. So the side windows were still up and just looked really funky, so that's why we're going to go ahead and start off with the Bel Air convertible for today's build. So taking more of a nice high-end sort of car here and turning it into the dunk. So go ahead and drop down our vehicle configuration menu. See what we can do here. Now these videos have been some of my longer videos are these build series videos. I kind of drag them out and talk about each little thing. So I'm going to kind of try to hurry up a little bit more on that, kind of cut down the time of these videos. And one way I'm also going to do that is by cutting it in half and actually doing a two-part to these videos now. Ooh, there's alternative fascia. Let's check that out while I'm sitting here rambling on. I'm going to do two-part videos where one is going to be our first build video, and then we'll have a testing video come up the next day, so we can actually really put these build video vehicles to the test and actually get a proper testing. So far, it's been taking a really long time to actually get the build done, and then I don't really get very much of the testing done on it. So that's going to kind of eliminate that problem and kind of shorten up these long videos just a little bit. Now pretty much everything is on here that we want to be on here. Front bumper, we want bumpers. Is there any, put a front license plate on it. That definitely helps, at least it says high volt now. Oh, rear bumper, we can take the license plate on and off. Okay, so I guess we're right here to the engine. See what we have for it, the customizable engine. We're just going to go ahead and leave the regular standard engine in it. Definitely taking off that 2-barrel carburetor though. Usually it says 2-barrel carburetors. This thing doesn't have no crazy manifold on it or whatever. It just looks like a regular 4-barrel carburetor setup on there, but I guess maybe there's two barrels underneath that air cleaner. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the stage 2 supercharger, because if you go above that, it actually puts the huge blower on it and it goes up through the hood. So that's definitely not the look we're going for with the Mega Dunk here, although we want it to be quick and make some good power, so we are going to be running the stage 2 supercharger. Now 3-speed manual trans, we're definitely going to want a better transmission than that. Let's go ahead and put the 5-speed in it. Actually, let's run a 4-speed manual, change it up just a little bit. Really don't need anything too crazy here. Radiator support. Can we change the radiator? Yes, we can. We definitely want the high performance radiator. And front suspension, rear suspension. This is where we're turning it into the dunk. So this is basically, we basically didn't do anything to this vehicle so far. Changed out the front fascia. It's kind of the more old school looking front light setup on it. So taking this car back a couple years, I guess, with the look anyway, or whatever. So right here, we're going to go ahead and put the race setup on it. The race setup actually lets you fully adjust it. So that's what we're going to have to do to actually get the height that we need to fit those big tires under it. So front sway bar, we'll leave that on there. Front spindles, that's fine. Front disc brakes. Now this is kind of something neat that I didn't really realize was in here. You can actually change out the front brake pads, or the brake pads in in general, front and back. You can change them out to whichever ones you want. So we'll just throw some good old premium front brake pads in there, like you get from the good old auto parts store. No changes to the suspension. We're definitely going to want a better gear than that. Plus track limited slip. I think that we're going to want to go ahead and could run a welded or a limited slip. I think we're going to go ahead and throw the limited slip diff in there. That way we're not going too crazy, but we should still be able to do some good donuts with it and stuff like that. You had a big car like this, you wouldn't have a locked rear end in it, definitely, but you might be running a limited slip. That way you could smoke both those tires when you're taking off if you wanted to. Same thing here. We're going to go ahead and go with the race rear shocks, the race rear springs, and the spindles. Can't change on this one. Rear drum brakes. Go ahead and upgrade those to the premium set as well. And then the only thing we have left to do is actually turn this thing into the DONK by switching out the wheels. Now this vehicle has all kinds of different wheel variations for it, but we're going to be looking at these today. We do have to pick out our favorite set. There is 4 different ones, so that's kind of my favorite set that I've been running on most of the vehicles, or most of the times that I've been running this car. But honestly, I really think that number 2 sort of looks the best. It's kind of the classic big style rim that you see a lot. Especially back in the day when big rims were really popular. This sort of 3-spoke seemed to be what a lot of people are running, and I think is sort of also the reason I like it, sort of the most realistic looking tire. These other tires might be modeled after rear tires that real wheels that I've seen, that I just haven't seen before or whatever. But like I said, I just really prefer that nice 3-spoke design there. Let's go ahead and check out the other 2 as well. That way, if you didn't see them I actually did a video just on these wheels, just sort of showing off all the different wheels. And number 4 here, sort of another kind of modern, real choppy sort of design. Not just like what you would think of as a big chrome sort of flashy wheel. And number 2 just sort of seems like it sticks out as that sort of a wheel for me, so that's what we're going to use. Well, now what we have to do is go on over into the tuning and make this thing drivable. So the first thing we got to do is jack it up. Let's see here, under alignment, where is it? Ride height, here we go. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put the front all the way up and leave the back end of it down just a little bit. Let's go ahead and apply and set those and see how it looks. Bounce. That's definitely up there. Front end's a little bit higher. I don't know if that's really a good look. I think that might be more of a look for pickup trucks and stuff like that, sort of the bulldog effect. So let's go ahead and we're just going to bring that front end down a little bit lower than the rear and see how that looks. I think that might actually be too much under the rear as well. Let's go ahead and apply and see how it looks. That's a little better. I think we definitely need to tuck those wheels a little bit more. We're kind of sitting somewhat of 4-wheel drive status right now, so let's go ahead and see what it looks with a 31 or so around there. Apply that. There we go. That got those wheel wells down just a little bit more. It still feels like the front end sort of jacked up a little bit. Let's go ahead and drop it down. Here we go. That's a good level looking vehicle. Now another thing we're definitely going to want to do is, you can see how hard it was bouncing when it just dropped itself back down there. So we're going to want to go up here, front spring rate. We're definitely going to want to drop this down some. Drop the rear down as well. Maybe a little bit more than that. If it's too much, we can always go back and change it up. Tire pressure, I think that should be fine. Now one other thing, you know what, we didn't put. One thing that I actually missed, I want to put on here, was the Fender Flares. Notice that you can put the Fender Flares on here. Rear Fender Flares, here we go. Rear Fender Flares, which means you should be able to put front fender flares on it as well, and that's going to kind of help with those big tires, make it look a little bit better. And we got some nice little lips on our car there. Kind of tuck those wheels, and we're going to go and we're going to mess with the track width and actually set those tires out where they should be. Now it looks to me like the rear tires are definitely sort of sitting in more than the front tires, so we won't need to move those out, or we will need to move the rear out more than the front. Right here, front track width. So let's go ahead and set the fronts to exactly where we like them and what looks good here. So let's just go ahead and put it right in the middle and see what that does to it. Look at that. That was a pretty good shot. You can see that move that rim right out to the outside lip of that fender well. Very good looking. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the back here and sort of try to match that same one. Like I said, it's in more, so we'll just go ahead and scoot it down about 2/3 of the way, or 3/4 of the way. I don't know who the heck. I guess 2/3 might have been kind of there. All right, we're gonna got to go more. Go ahead and max it out there. If that doesn't match the front, we might have to move the front end a little bit more. That actually looks really nice. That's about the same kind of gap we're seeing there. Very, very cool. Now it looks like our car is kind of sitting a little bit nose down, so let's go ahead and adjust that again. Where are we at here? Front ride height. Let's go ahead and match the rear. Guess all of our other adjustments sort of change that up a little bit. There we go. About the same gap. Looks really nice. I think that's just about going to do it. Let's change the color. So I change the color? Yeah, it is. Okay. Now we got a crazy green color. I want just regular red, please. Obviously don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, what happens if you make this blue? Nothing. What happens if you make this green? Nothing. The heck? Obviously, I'm going to have to play with the colors on this thing a little bit more before I get it figured out. Here's a kind of a good looking blue, sort of purple. There we go. Purple Mega Dunk. See, that looks pretty good enough anyways. Let's go ahead and go back up here. I wanted to check out some of the paint schemes for it. So right now, of course, it's running the special, all kinds of paint schemes here. Body colored trim, whatever the heck that says. Daytona stripe. Let's see what the Daytona stripe is. Oh, there we go. What a dunk muscle car status on that one. What does the pinstripes look like? There we go. Oh, that looks good. Okay. Little custom paint job. Very nice. I like that. I think that's probably going to do it for the Mega Dunk build. What do you think, guys? Go ahead and get this thing out of my way. We're going to set that as our default vehicle so I don't lose it. Absolutely awesome looking SS Mega Dunk. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I'm not going to be testing it today. Look out for that in tomorrow's episode. We're going to be putting this thing to the test, taking it to the track, taking it over some jumps and suspension test sort of things, as well as doing some off-roading with it. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Like I said, smash that thumbs up button for me, guys. I'm Skip, and I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.